What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Matt over at GSA, and today I'm going to be taking you through my top 10 tips to motorcycle travel. Now, for myself, traveling on a motorcycle is something I haven't done massive amounts. I've done 1 week-long trip over to France, and that was a few years ago. Now that I'm going to get back into it, especially I've got the bike for it, I thought I would do a video on my top tips, kind of as I'm going through as well, as I'm learning. I thought, you know what, spread the love. There's going to be plenty of people out there that want to get into motorcycle travel, and also there's going to be plenty of people that do it all the time. So if you are one of the people that do it regularly and you're watching this video, by all means, put down in the comments box below any of your thoughts, findings, experiences, do's, don'ts, because this video is not just the be-all and end-all. These are the 10 tips and that is it. You don't need anything else. Some of my tips do kind of roll into each other, but I feel like they're quite pertinent, so I've given them their own heading. Number one then is making sure your insurance covers you for going abroad. Not only are you going to be covered, but what type of recovery do you have? Is your recovery sufficient enough for you to be in the mountains of France, up in the Alps or wherever, and you have an accident, it gets broken down, whatever, and your vehicle is going to be recovered? That is something that you're going to have to do some research on, check the small print, speak to the insurance companies. I'm not going to tell you who to go for. Insurance is a joke anyway, the amount they charge and the numbers they can just pull out of their backside. So I'm not going to get into insurance companies. If you are looking at insurance, those are some of the things that you might want to check out. Or if you do have insurance, you need to get into your fine print, your small print, and see if you are covered for going into Europe.
And coming in number 2 on my list then is navigation. Whether that be use what everyone's got in their pocket, which is going to be your smartphone, using Google Maps. If you can, try and download the area you're going to go to. I find a lot of the time with Google Maps, it works perfectly well until the 10-20% of the time where I've got no signal and it just won't show me where I need to go. If that's the case, you need some form of backup. For me, that is going to be using this. This is the TomTom Rider 550 World Edition. I'll always take this with me, and 9 times out of 10, I'll probably have both running at the same time. The TomTom Rider has a better speed camera awareness rather than the Google Maps. Doesn't really tell me when they're coming up. Once you've decided if you're using your phone or a dedicated GPS, from there you need to plan your route. And when you're planning your route, you need to make sure you know kind of what's your maximum mileage you want to do. Are you going to work it out in hours traveled, or is it going to be mileage traveled? For me personally, 5 to 6 hours is the most I want to be riding in a day. That's looking roughly about 300 miles, depending if that's on motorways where you're doing 70, 75 consistently, or if that's back roads. 300 miles and 6 hours on B roads and country roads aren't going to be the same. You have to know what kind of roads you are riding to kind of tailor your expectation of how far you are going to go. Don't forget, when you are planning your route, to always make sure you put in some stops, whether that be 5-10 minute stops where it's a quick leg stretch, or whether it's going to be a helmet off 20-30 minutes kind of lunch break. And last little point when it comes to the planning side, know who's got the smallest tank in the group, if there's a group of you, or know how many miles you're going to get to your tank. Do you need to do a fuel stop before you go onto a certain stretch of the road? Is that an important thing? If not, make sure the last thing you do on that day is fill up, so the next day you're not then hunting for a fuel station. You're good to go for the rest of the trip.
Number 3 on my list is vehicle prep. So by that we mean clean the vehicle, so you'll be able to see if there's any worn parts that are going to need replacing before you go on the trip. So that's exactly what I'm about to do now, because this beast is dirty. There we go, looking all clean. Other ways of prepping your bike is going to be checking the oil level, checking the coolant level, anything that you can check and then potentially fill up or sort out before you go. It's just going to make your life a little bit easier as well. And lastly, with the vehicle prep, there's going to be tyre pressure. Let's go and do that now. One thing with tyre pressure, obviously if you're going by yourself with just luggage or two up, you need to make sure you feel the tyre pressure accordingly. BMW, GSA and GS under the rear passenger seat. So for now I'm going to do just me, so 2.5 in the front, or 36 in the front, and then 42 in the rear. Luckily with the BMW it does have a tyre pressure monitoring system on it, so you can keep track of your tyre pressure as you're going around on your journey. Always make sure you're keeping it within the advised setting. If not, it's going to affect your handling. There we go, easy as that.
Coming in at number 4 then is prepping your kit. We've sorted the bike out, made sure this thing is ready, good to go. We now need to prep ourselves, and we prep our own kit. Like, thinking about what type of weather we're going into. Do we need our rainy gear? Is that something that unfortunately is going to be required for where we're going, or are we going Europe during the summer where we're going to need the rainy stuff? If you're going to Europe in the summer, it's 30 to 40 degrees at the minute. Making sure you've got some form of mesh jacket, whether it be textiles or a sole mesh jacket, or if we are just in the summertime riding, there's going to be absolutely no rain, making sure we've got the right summer gear. More importantly, if you're just pulling it down from the loft and you're like me, and I would say I fluctuate my weight, I don't, I just put weight on, making sure the kit still fits you, because end of the day you don't want to be day before going to go on your trip to realise that the trousers don't fit anymore.
Some eagle-eyed viewers out there might notice I'm wearing a different jacket, and that's because unfortunately this is the next day. GoPro once again let me down, but that's not going to deter me. Coming in at number 5 then is I recommend that you take some form of a toolkit and a tyre puncture repair kit. You don't want your trip to be ruined because some nut or bolt has just come loose that you could easily fix and carry on your ride if you had some basic tools on you, or if you've just got a nail in the tyre that you can pull out and you've got a puncture repair kit, you can then bung that up and then hopefully continue on a certain distance. It's up to you if you then go and get it changed or not. What I'm saying is, you don't want to be sat on the side of the road waiting for your recovery to come and get you if it's something that you could have easily fixed yourself. Yes, most bikes do come with some form of basic toolkit, so have that and then add a few other little bits and bobs in that you think you might need, whether it be like a little can of WD-40, some cable ties, maybe some thread lock if a screw keeps coming loose, something like that. Don't forget, this list is not in any particular order. Take it as you please. Use them, don't use them. This is what the list is for.
Number 6 on the list is going to be making sure you've got enough luggage capacity for when you're going away. So are you going for a day or two, that a small day sack or a small bum bag on the back of the bike will suffice. Are you going for a week or two? Me personally, I've got my Krieger R30, I believe this one is. Really good, fits all my gear, especially with my day-to-day ride with the camera gear. The good thing with this bag is it also fits into my side bag. Me personally, I wouldn't want to just go with a day sack because that's going to aid in ride fatigue over a long time of riding. So if I can fit this with my stuff into the side bag, jobs are good. And then when I get to the hotel, I can just take it out the side bag and I can carry my stuff in. As you can tell, I do have the Lone Rider soft panniers on the side. Whether you get soft panniers, hard panniers, up to you. But having something which you can chuck all your stuff in is massively important. You can get a back box, or you can get, like I've got a Krieger kind of rear bag that will sit over this section as well. So only you can decide how much kit you're going to need. I can guarantee on the first couple of trips, you're going to pack too much anyway. Number 7 on the list then is security. By that, I'm on about bike security. At a minimum, you need to be taking something with you. So I've always got a disc lock just shoved in the bottom of this bag, so wherever I go, I can always whack it on. If you've got more luggage capacity and you can take extra locks with you, highly recommend it. Disc locks, chains, front brake locks, whatever you've got, if you can, take it with you.
Coming in at number 8 then is what I'm going to call a test run. With that, the bike's prepped and the kit's prepped. If you're not used to doing a full day in the saddle, you need to have a little test run, hence the name. So we're going to get you fully kitted out in everything that you're going to be wearing on the ride. on the tour, on the journey. Get your bike fully prepped, get it all loaded up, and then especially if you're going 2 up as well, get your partner on the back and go for a long day's ride. Make sure it's all comfortable, make sure nothing's digging in, get used to the bike and the way it handles, and because the characteristics will change when you've suddenly added 100 kilos extra of kit, and especially towards the back end of the bike. Number 9 on my list is I've got my phone. You want to have some form of sat nav, but more importantly, you're going to need some way of charging it. I'm lucky enough, I've got a DIN charging point right hand side of the screen. I'll put in a USB-A and a USB-C charger, so I've got a couple of different options of charging my phone, my sat nav, my cameras. I've also got the cradle at the top, and that's also got another 2 USB-A charging ports on it. So whilst I'm on the bike, I've got plenty of options of making sure my phone and my sat nav don't die whilst I'm out. And then when I get to my destination, whether I'm camping, whether I'm staying in a hotel, I've got a power bank as well, so I can then keep charging it, make sure it's good to go, ready for the morning time when I'm back out on the road. It is a simple thing to forget about, but if you've only got one charging point on your bike and you're running a sat nav, then you're not going to be able to charge your phone. So it's something to think about. Do you need to get extra charging points? Can you get, like I've got, a dual USB head? Any of the kit I use, in the description box below, if you see the Kitco link, that will take you to a website where all of the kit I personally use or recommend will be on there. So if you are in the market of buying anything, please click on the link. It's affiliate marketing, so you won't pay anything, but I get a little bit of a kickback. Every little helps on this channel. Lastly, number 10 on my list, and this is probably the most important one, I'd say, is just get on and do it. You could spend all day making sure you got the right kit, the right equipment, the bike's set up, where you're gonna go. But if you don't ever go on it, what's the point? Whether you want to do a day trip, a 2-day trip, or you're going to do a week or a couple of weeks in Europe, just get on and do it. Life is too short to be worrying about ifs, buts and maybes. You need to experience things. So number 10, just do it. Like I said at the start, if you do have any other hints and tips, do's, don'ts, put them in the description box below. If you like this video or enjoyed this video, please make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, and until the next one, ride safe. This is a little bonus tip, mainly because it's a problem I'm having today, is carry some change, whether that be pounds, or if you're going to Europe, obviously carry some euros. Just carry a couple of pounds, or euros, a couple of coins in change, because I'm trying to find somewhere to pump up my tyres today, and everywhere needs coins. And I don't have any. I've only got card on me, so it's a little bit of a pain in the arse. So that is just a bonus tip. You're very welcome.